Given some of the strife that exists, though, in this council, are you concerned this lends itself at all to further divisiveness?
I'm going to ask you to put something in the comments section. How do you feel about someone throwing a party of any kind, whether it be a Christmas party, an office party, or anything, and specifically uninviting a specific race or ethnic group of people? How do you feel about that? As you may be aware, Michelle Wu sent out an email to her staff about elected of color holiday party. And then 15 minutes later, they sent out a redaction to that email.
I think we've had individual conversations with everyone so people understand that it was truly just an honest mistake that went out in typing the email field.
Now, Michelle Wu, in the videos that I've watched, doesn't generally use her hands a whole lot to illustrate what she's saying, so she does a lot with her face. And in this video, you'll notice that there's very subtle body language going on here, but it's easy to read if you know what you're looking for. First thing you need to see is when she says, "We've had individual conversations with everyone." She's shaking her head no.
I think we've had individual conversations with everyone so people understand.
And then her body language changes slightly. When she says people truly understand it was an honest mistake, she stops shaking her head no and she lifts up the statement
that it was truly just an honest mistake that went out in typing the email field.
Just like if you were having a conversation with somebody and you were trying to convince them of something, you may say, "I really mean that," or you may say, "I really mean that." You see, the inflection in your body language makes a much stronger case for what you just said.
That it was truly just an honest mistake that went out in typing the email field. That it was truly just
Now notice here that she's smiling, but it's only the bottom part of her face. This is very common when people are not truly happy about what they're saying. Maybe they're a little concerned or nervous about what they're saying. We do nervous smiles all the time. You can tell by looking at someone's face. A true smile is called a Duchenne smile. And in a Duchenne smile, your eyes tighten up, your cheeks go up, and the corners of your eyes close, so that when you smile, it's not just your mouth. But look at this picture of her. When she's saying this, it's more of a nervous smile than a genuine smile because her eyes don't light up when she smiles, just her mouth. Let me show you what a real genuine smile would look like. Now in this first example, this girl is laughing, but that's a genuine smile. Look at her mouth is smiling and her eyes are smiling. Now you might say, yes, but that woman was laughing. She wasn't just smiling. Okay, let me show you another example. This girl is just smiling, but it's her mouth, not her eyes, as opposed to this girl. Her mouth and her eyes are smiling. It's a completely different feel whether it's genuine or not. You can use this today. Look at somebody who's smiling at you. Is it just their mouth or are their eyes involved? Let's keep going.
An honest mistake that went out in typing the email field, and I look forward to celebrating with everyone at the holiday parties that we will have besides this one as well.
Two things here. The first thing is when she says that we will be celebrating, then she says with everyone, and she shakes her head yes, so that you as the watcher or the listener will agree with her.
And I look forward to celebrating with everyone at the holiday parties that we will have besides this one as well.
And then she says that they're going to have another party beside this one as well.
With everyone at the holiday parties that we will have besides this one as well.
And this is where that question came in that I asked you at first. Are you okay with having a specific holiday party that specifically excludes one ethnic group?
So it is my intention that we can, again, be a city that lives our values and create space for all kinds of communities to come together.
And then 15 minutes later, a different email went out. Notice this one says, "I wanted to apologize for my previous email regarding a holiday party for tomorrow. I did send that to everyone by accident. I apologize if my email may have offended or came across as so. Sorry for any confusion this may have caused." So in essence, a certain group of people were getting the uninvite. Now in this next clip, the reporter is asking, are you concerned that this lends itself to further divisiveness, dividing people? Now she's much more uncomfortable with this question than she was with the previous one, because when she goes to answer, her eyes no longer look at the person asking the question. She looks away to retrieve her answer because it's uncomfortable, and she begins to speak while she's answering and then brings her eyes back. Watch.
Given some of the strife that exists, though, in this council, are you concerned this lends itself at all to further divisiveness?
No, I mean, again, this is a group that has been in place for many, many years.
Now, the reason people do this is we avoid eye contact when we're nervous or when we're afraid.
No, I mean, again, this is
a smart woman that knows exactly what she's doing, and she's very uncomfortable because she knows that certain people were offended, especially in the news media with the backlash that happened. So instead of keeping eye contact, she looks away when she's answering, and she does that in multiple pieces of this interview.
We want to be a city where everyone's identity is embraced and that there are spaces and communities that we can help support.
So in this last clip, she will say that we want to be a city where everyone's identity is embraced. Again, that subtle language that she's using with her face, where she sweeps across to give you the idea that she's speaking to everyone. She wants everyone's identity to be embraced.
We want to be a city where everyone's identity is embraced.
I don't know if that's necessarily true given who she uninvited, but let's keep going.
And that there are spaces and communities that we can help support.
Did you notice when she said she wanted to make sure that there are spaces and communities?
Spaces and communities.
And this is important because she's, again, accenting. She wants to draw attention to those things. She really feels as though she's created and is part of creating safe spaces for specific communities and groups of people.
We want to be a city where everyone's identity is embraced and that there are spaces and communities that we can help support.
So my only question for you today is simply this. Put in the comment section, are you okay with this? Do you think it's a good idea to uninvite a specific group of people based on their ethnicity? Put it in the comment section. And if you're still here, do me a favor, click on one of these other videos, and I will see you very shortly in the next video.